Okay, so AI is getting insanely powerful, right? Its answers are becoming incredibly complex, and that brings up this huge challenge. How do we actually trust what it's telling us? It's a problem that's forcing us to get really creative with the solutions.
I mean, this is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? When an AI spits out a complex legal argument, or a medical diagnosis, or even just a chunk of code, how do you know if it's accurate? Is it biased, or did it just, make the whole thing up? For a while now, we've been trying to figure out a reliable way to check its homework.
So, the first and, let's be honest, the most logical idea the AI community came up with was to just use AI to check other AI. It's a really elegant idea, and it pretty much kicked off this whole new field of evaluation.
And this is what we call the LMM as a judge paradigm. The concept is simple. You take one big, powerful language model and you ask it to grade the work of another one. It's kind of like having a single judge in a courtroom who listens to the evidence and then, bam, delivers a quick verdict. It's fast, it scales, and for a while, it really seemed like the perfect answer.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, as the tasks we're giving these AIs get harder and way more specialized, the cracks in this single-judge system have really started to show. It turns out our one judge has some pretty serious blind spots.
So where does this system fall apart? Well, it's got a few big problems. First, these AI judges are biased. For instance, they often think longer answers are just better, even if they're full of nonsense. Second, they're completely passive. They can't actually go out and check facts against the real world, so they might confidently approve an answer that is totally made up. Researchers have a great name for this, a hallucinated evaluation. And finally, when a task gets too complex, that single judge just gets overwhelmed and gives a simple score that misses all the crucial details. Clearly, we needed a better system, so the community is now moving on from that single, overworked judge to something that looks a lot more like a full-blown detective agency. This is the big move to agent as a judge.
And you can really see the difference here. The old way was just a straight line. You give it an input, it has one thought process, and it gives you a score. But this new agent approach is so much more dynamic. The agent can actually make a plan, it can use tools like a calculator or a web search, and it can even access a memory. It's not a simple verdict anymore. It's a deep, evidence-based investigation.
This is a complete shift in how we think about this problem. The old way was monolithic, one judge, one decision, and it was based on intuition. It was basically guessing how correct an answer looked, and it just gave you a single global score. But this new way, it's a whole different ballgame. It's decentralized, like a team of specialists. It's execution-based. It actively verifies information, and it gives you detailed feedback on exactly what's right and what's wrong.
Okay, so this detective agency sounds pretty cool. But what's actually inside its toolkit? What are the specific methods that make it so much more powerful than that lone judge?
It really all comes down to 4 key capabilities that any good detective would recognize. First, the agent plans the investigation. It breaks the big, messy task down into smaller, manageable steps. Second, it uses tools to gather external evidence. It can search the web, run some code, or use a calculator to check if the numbers add up. Third, it can collaborate. You can have different agents take on different roles, like a prosecutor and a defense attorney, and actually debate the case to expose any hidden biases. And finally, it keeps a memory, a detailed case file of everything it's learned to make sure its reasoning stays consistent.
And there's this quote from the source paper that just nails it. The old system was all based on a gut feeling and intuition of what seemed right. This new system is all about execution, about actively testing, verifying, and proving that something is correct. It's all about bridging that gap between what looks plausible and what is actually true.
Now, this all might sound a little bit abstract, like a big academic debate, but believe me, this has massive implications for high-stakes fields where getting the right answer isn't just nice, it's absolutely critical. Let's look at a few examples.
Think about medicine. An agent as a judge system can take a complex diagnosis, check every single claim against up-to-date medical databases, and make sure a radiology report is clinically sound, not just plausible. I mean, this is a field where verifiable evaluation can literally be a matter of life and death.
Or take law, which is a perfect fit for this whole metaphor. You can have AI agents take on the roles of the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the judge. By simulating a full-on courtroom debate, the system can find weaknesses in an argument that a single human judge might easily miss, leading to a much stronger, much more fair final verdict.
And in finance, where an AI might be generating analyst reports worth millions or even billions of dollars, this approach is essential for auditing. It can actively check if the data is current and if the conclusions are based on actual facts, not just hallucinations. This helps us build financial AI systems that we can actually trust, making them way less risky.
But of course, this superpowered detective agency isn't a silver bullet. It's not perfect. It comes with its own set of challenges that researchers right now are working really hard to solve. For starters, running a whole team of detective agents is way more expensive and much slower than using a single judge. That's a clear trade-off between speed and being thorough. Also, letting an AI use external tools opens up all sorts of new security risks. And finally, keeping a detailed memory or case file brings up some serious privacy concerns, especially if you're dealing with sensitive data.
So when you step back, this whole shift from a single AI judge to an agency of AI detectives is a massive leap forward in making AI more reliable. But it also leaves us with one final and pretty crucial question. As these evaluation systems become more complex and autonomous themselves, how do we make sure they are fair and accurate? Who exactly is going to judge the judges? That's a puzzle we're definitely going to have to solve as we build the future of AI.